Good morning, everyone. How are you? All right, let's go ahead and see who is here. We have, oh wow, my thing's not going to scroll up. There we go. Let's see. Good morning, Kenny. Good morning, Christina and Graham. Good morning, Emily. Good morning, Ashley and Ronnie. Good morning. Ashley says, lurking, so hello. Most famous one I like is Las Meninas by Diego Velázquez. Saw it in Museo del Prado in Madrid. I know I pronounced all those wrong, like with the wrong accents, but that's awesome. And Christina, so maybe not any like super famous, but most famous for you. So like even local artists, that could work too. Oh, Alex says she's seen the Sistine Chapel, Mona Lisa, lots of works by Pablo Picasso. That's awesome, Alex. Let's see. Good morning, Jennifer. Yes, it's morning here, but it would be tea time in the UK, and I'm sure other various times throughout the world. Let's see. Been to the Art Institute of Chicago and Amon Carter Museum in Fort Worth, but I couldn't tell you what I saw. That's okay. Let's see. Who else do we have here? Scrolling on down. I know I missed, let's see. Oh, Jana, oh, it hopped down. All right, so I'm going to start from where I'm at. Jana, hello. Tina, hello. Oh, Van Gogh, Starry Night, and Sunflowers. Tina, Van Gogh, Starry Night was my answer too. That's what I've seen. Let's see. Van Gogh, but can't remember where. Huntington Library. I saw mine at the MoMA. They had it. I went to New York briefly when I was in college, and they had it. Hello, Kikila. Welcome. Let's see. Jenna says, most famous artist, Renoir. Nice, Jenna. Let's see. Holly, near the Warhol. Oh, you live near the Warhol Museum. Oh, that's so cool. I love that. Yeah, that makes sense, Tina. Hi, Holly. Ooh, fun. I went and got my eyes checked yesterday. Let's see. Haven't seen a famous artist, but I've talked with her a few times. Oh, that's cool, Kenny. Who was it? Good morning, Michaela. Sounds good, Ashley. From India. Well, welcome. Yana. That's right, Yana. Okay, can do. Let's see. Yep, 1602 in the UK. There you go. All right, well, I think I got everyone. If I missed anyone, I apologize, but good morning, everyone. Let's see, it is Wednesday. Sunday, we did the super fun giveaway stream. That was just an absolute blast. And on that stream, we talked briefly about doing some painting today because this had been an idea I was toying with. So this is a Johanna Basford canvas. I didn't print this on here or anything. This came in like this. I think I got it at Hobby Lobby at the time, but I have had this for a handful of years. And as you can see, it's kind of like sporadic. And it's because I've used it like, I think I tested some alcohol markers on there. Oh, nice, Kenny. You've chatted with her? That's amazing. St. Louis Art Gallery is favorite place to hang out, but I can't remember who all I have there. Hi, Ev. Speaking of Ev, I put them in my Sleechy metallic gel pens, but Ev also sent along the, what were these? The dual metallic gel pens. Suzanne recommended them to me, and they had been on my wish list for a while. And I checked the P.O. box the other day, and there they were. So very cool metallic pencils. We'll have to use those on one of our next colorings. So thank you for that, Ev. Doesn't Luber... Wait. What does that mean? Oh, nice. I like that. Chinese calligraphy. Hi, Maylin. Good morning, everyone. So anyway, I can't... Oh, gotcha. Very cool. I can't tell you where you could get this now. I feel like somebody mentioned where to get this on one of the last streams, but wherever they are, they're going to be priced up pretty high just because they're not making them anymore. You'll find that a lot with any of the Johanna products that aren't being made anymore. I don't know if there's any, future decision to make these, but, or, going to be more in the future. But in the meantime, you could apply whatever we're going to do here today to something that you are working on, or you could do it to an actual color page. Heck, you could transfer a coloring page to your own canvas and that could work. So like I said, I've tried a few different things. See, I've got some bleeding over here. There's just, well, actually you can't see it because it's not zoomed in. Let's zoom in now. So I don't even remember what I was doing here, but whatever I was doing, it clearly didn't work on the canvas. Hi, Elizabeth. So again, I apologize if I miss anyone. Fast moving chat and everything. But yeah, so we did different things. I think I tried alcohol markers on here once. watercolors. I think I've done the real brush pens. Oh, nice, Kenny. Well, yeah, hold on to that one because I could not even begin to tell you where to find it. I had to put that in the description. Thank you. I appreciate that, but we're actually going to end up covering it all up because if we do this in acrylic, what I've done here isn't really going to match it. And that's the nice thing about the acrylic is that you can cover up like everything. So I'm not sure where we're going to start yet. I kind of like the way that it was going. I don't know that we'll start with one of the birds. But what we are going to use is the lovely Renee for my birthday sent me the Arteza 60 set of the acrylic paints, which I'm super excited about. I put them on my wish list mostly because I wanted to use them with my polymer clay creations. But I was thinking, I was just like, oh my gosh, we have so many colors. This will be perfect to use on this. So I can't remember the last time I worked on this particular thing. I did them all at like separate sections. I'm trying to remember. I feel like I might have even done this on some sort of video somewhere. I don't even know, but we're going to be covering it. I don't know how many days we'll work on this. It may just be today. But yeah, we're gonna jump right in. So I have this ceramic palette here. I got this on Amazon. I put the link in the description below. Hi, Steve. As far as paintbrushes, I have a link I think I put it under paint in the description for these paintbrushes, which I got on Amazon, which are really nice, but they're not quite the detail that I want. There's a few small details. Thanks, Ev. There's a few small details. Oh, thank you for subscribing, Sandra. There's a few small detail brushes that could work for this. So those are fine and they're really inexpensive. I mean, they're probably not going to long last. You know, they're just synthetic fibers. They're nothing fancy. I got these at Hobby Lobby. They were having like a paint like 50% off. And these are just from their Fine Touch brand. So these also are not super fancy, but you know what? They're detailed paint brushes and they're going to get the job done. It's not like we're selling this painting. So as long as they put paint on the canvas, they work for me. So I hadn't really thought about colors yet. I was just like, let's just dive in. We could start with something simple like this partially done flower here and just kind of work our way around. So let's zoom on in first. Do I want to do... Oh, awesome, Kenny. Thanks, Michelle. So we could stick with these colors still and just go over the top, or we could do pink. I mean, we could just mix it up. This shouldn't show through. I shouldn't think. I guess we'll find out. All right, so let's do pink and see how it works. I'm gonna have my foot in my mouth if for some reason it does end up showing through. It's got like a yellow undertone or something, but yeah, I guess we'll find out, won't we? What do you think? Should we do pink or should we stick with yellow in case it shows through? Because I did not do any tests on this, like at all. So we are just gonna have to wait and see. And the thing of it is, right? I love teeny tiny ones. Hi, Shelly. And again, if I missed anyone, I apologize. Welcome, everyone. Let's see. Because we could do these colors. And that's the thing is with paint, we don't really need a mid color because we're gonna mix it all. Pink, all right, pink it is. Let's throw in some purple, I think. What do we have here? We've got mauve. Let's see. Want to see if it shows through? Yeah, me too. Okay, so we've got a mauve pale here, and we've got a Bordeaux red and pink. And you know what? We're gonna get some white too because I can't not use white. And I do have some extra tubes of white, I think, if we need it. Okay. All right, yeah, I'm curious too. So we are going to start with a little bit there. We might need to open up some of these tubes. I've used a couple of these when I was painting the polymer clay, but we'll see. All right, let's see. Pop this open. Oh no, we don't need to break the seal, we're good. Okay, so that's the pink. Gonna be real fun with my hands today. We'll see if we just get paint absolutely everywhere. All right, Bordeaux red. It's been a while since I've painted too. I probably should have done a practice round to get myself used to this before I did this like live in front of everyone. So, you know, this could end up incredibly entertaining as it's just a complete disaster. All right, so just a few little dollops there. Like I said, we got the pink, the Bordeaux red, the mauve pale, and the white, but we will probably end up mixing and making our own. But it'll be nice doing it down this corner because then I don't have to zoom in super close and you all can kind of see how I'm mixing. You also have a little view in the little camera as well. All right, so there's Steve in the middle of a paragraph. That works. All right, so I'm going to use these little brushes that I got from Hobby Lobby just because they're teeny tiny, and I think that's what I'm going to need. Let's see. Do I want that one, or I'm probably going to be thinking out loud a lot. Yeah, let's do this one. This one is a round 0 or 0 round, or however they are. I know I enjoy painting and I've done a fair amount of it, but as far as like, oh, this is the number 2 angled flat brush from Winsor & Newton. That's my posh voice. No, I'm like, hey, this one's round and kind of small and I think it'll work. Sweet. And my thing is, as long as the bristles aren't coming out or there's like random bristles, like I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Oh, thanks. Oh, awesome. Yeah, of course. Always try new things. It's super fun. Okay, so let's do a little mixing because you can't see it. Go figure with the little thing. We're going to slide this down. This purple by itself, if you take these two colors, I love your polish. It's like, yes. Oh, why can't you use that? Oh, because I'm not snapping. I do, Jennifer. I do like them a lot. Thank you, Ev. Can we get some exclamation point hype? Oh, wait. There we go. Exclamation point hype in chat. It would help if I could spell. And some of those handy dandy hype emotes. Thank you, Ev. Oh, the Mona Lisa and Sistine Chapel. That's so cool. Oh, no. Yeah, the fine liners on here. And that's the thing is I found markers on this canvas didn't work either. And that's because these canvases are primed and it's not that there's like dust or anything on it, but markers just do not work well on it, like at all. So anyway, these are pretty close to being, as far as darkness levels are concerned, this one is lighter than this one. So what I want to do actually is mix a little bit of this Bordeaux red and this mauve pale together. Now, I mean, it said mauve pale, so that makes sense, but we're gonna start nice and easy. I wanna get a little bit of that purple, the base color, but I wanna make sure that it's just as dark. So, get a little bit of water here. And you could use a water brush, but that's going to be more applicable to watercolors, just because with watercolors, you can just kind of run your brush on the surface and you're getting pigment. Oh, wait, am I missing people? If I miss people, hi, Ty. Oh, no, wait, I read that. I just didn't read your name. I apologize. It happens. Yeah, I recognize you from the profile picture. So anyway, I would recommend real paint brushes for this over water brushes, just because you want to be able to clean your brush completely. And it's just, this paint is obviously much more thick than a watercolor paint. So I've cleaned it now, adding a little bit more water. So now we've come out with, let's see, what would I call this color? Like a plum? I would say this is kind of a plum color. Okay, so let's just start with, like I said, we're doing something simple. So we're going to start with, there's definitely going to be an undertone. I think that for these ones that are going to have the undertone, we are going to need to do a couple layers, especially when it's as thin as it is. So, hang on, my paintbrush is wet. Since this is as dark as it is, let's go with, let's see, let's get a little bit more of this Bordeaux red and let's get a little bit of the pink. One thing I like about acrylic is mixing the colors. Okay. By the way, Ev, you totally got me hooked on that Baumgartner restoration guy. Like, yeah, as a family, we were all watching his stuff. Yeah, something about the moisture and the flash. Yeah, it can damage it. It's crazy how it is. But yeah, the one that I saw, and I've seen some Andy Warhol stuff too, but for me, the one that I saw that was probably the most famous was Starry Night. And that was at the MoMA. That was a pretty cool trip. Okay. I also stumbled into Madame Tussauds Wax Museum on accident when I was lost. Yeah, we're making brand new colors. Like, I feel silly reading off the paint colors, but I suppose those are the paint colors that I use to get to the point that I am. Because otherwise, we are making brand new colors. Oh yeah, there's gonna be quite a bit of an undertone. So after we do this petal, we're gonna go up and do one of the petals that are up above. And then, see, I think the problem is I'm painting this like I would paint with watercolors. It has been so long since I've done acrylic painting. Because when I've used the acrylics, I've just done like fluid art. So this is going to be interesting for sure. See, I'm like just mixing brand new colors here. So, you know, just mix and have fun. It's all good. Yeah, it's Baumgartner Restoration, I think is what it's called. And he restores old paintings. Also, he doesn't like staples. He's very adamant on that. Okay. I mean, I'll start this by saying I am by no means like an expert painter. Like, I just, you know, paint what works for me. We'll probably hop around today so that we can get a chance because, I mean, painting, I feel like... How do you get picture? Maybe take a picture on the outside? Yana, thank you. Can we get some exclamation point hype in chat for Yana? And we can use those handy dandy hype emotes. You now have that fancy little pencil next to your name, as well as access to all of our, if I can click them all, handy dandy emotes. And whenever a new item goes up in the Etsy store, you will receive a discount for it. So thank you for that, Yana. I appreciate that. Sounds good, Alex. Thank you so much for being here. All right, let's move on up and do the same kind of colors with one of these other petals and see what the difference is as far as how it looks. See, that's a little too thin. Also, I got to make sure not to do my thing where I get my hand in paint and then get it back on top of everything. So like I said, I think if we get it thick enough, it could work. Right? That's what I hear, that it's actually super tiny. My sister got to go to Paris. That's the other thing too, is unlike watercolors, once this dries, it gets harder to reactivate it. My sister went to Paris quite a few years ago, probably about 15 years ago. And she got to see the Mona Lisa there. And that was the one thing, was that it was so tiny. Oh yeah, we have two very different colors here. We are most definitely gonna need to do another layer if we want to go over this, which is gonna make it interesting when we go over the birds. Which we might be brave and dive into that next. But yeah, you can see how much of a difference is there. It's the undertone is what it is. Wait, it's only like 5 by 7? I didn't know it was that small. I was thinking like 8 by 10 or like 2 8 by 10s. Really? 5 by 7? Holy heck. I had no idea it was that small, because isn't there like a giant fence around? So it's like almost difficult to see because there's so many people. And yeah, we've gone out of the lines, but if you're doing a background on it, then it's not that big of a deal. Yes, it absolutely counts, Shannon. I love it. Okay. See, we're not doing anything too fancy or complicated here, but this is ending up much more purple than I anticipated. See, it's, you know, we're just mixing it up. It's all cool. Let's add a little bit more pink in here. There we go. Like I said, I'm treating these like I would. Y'all know I don't travel. That's fair. I'm treating these like I would like pencils or watercolor. And I think that's where the problem lies. That's all right. It'll make it work. You guys wouldn't know the difference if I wasn't doing it live. Yeah, Baumgartner Restoration. It's really entertaining. I think the last one I watched was that really big one that he did. All right, let's try going over this again now that it's dried a little bit. Okay, let's do a little bit more pink. Just throw some straight up white. You know what could potentially work better is if I took white gouache over the top of it first and then went over it. That would probably work a lot better because I'm just seeing how different this looks. Although now that I've got that second layer on it, that's not too bad. All right, let's, now that we've done those petals, because honestly, we could sit here and do this one flower for 2 hours. So let's do something kind of crazy and let's try to work on the bird a little bit. But we're supposedly done by his students. Oh, interesting. Good night. Thank you for being here. Okay, I'm gonna have to move this up here. Again, you can still see it in this little camera up here, but we're gonna do it here. All right, let's work on him a little bit. Question is, how do we want to go about it? I think honestly, we should just dive in. I'm not gonna think too hard about it. Let's get a blue. I definitely want to do blue. I don't know why, but I definitely see him as the boy bird. So let's do, because I don't have these like swatched or anything. These are, ooh, I have a pearl sapphire blue. That's pretty. I didn't realize there was a metallic in here. Okay, so blues that we have are cerulean blue. Cerulean's nice. We also have a sky blue, but I kind of like cerulean. Let's dive in with cerulean. Why are you ruining these birdies? Because I want to do acrylic on top. I want to do acrylic on top instead of watercolor. Telling you, the amount of punishment this canvas has taken, it's very entertaining. They're so pretty. Well, thank you, but I want to do them again. I want to do them again. It's all right. They're hardy birds. They can take it. All right. We're going to move up to a size 1 paintbrush. Shit, it's like over there going, why are you doing that to the birds? They had it coming. They were looking at me shifty. Them shifty birds. All right, we're gonna get a nice, thick, really pretty kind of light blue here to begin with. Meanwhile, Shannon will be internally screaming. You are good. All right, so we got a little bit of shaky hands going on today, but we're gonna make it work. We are gonna make it work. See, I think once we get a second layer on, then he's all right, because that's the other thing is I kind of want to be able to cover up these black lines. There we go. I couldn't even tell you when the last time was that I painted these. I don't know when it was. Yeah, they're shifty. He's shifty. His name is Bert. It's Bert the shifty parrot. And that's his wife, Betty. They're quite shifty. They're the shifty pair. Okay. I know he looks questionable, but you know, we're gonna roll with it. We're just rolling with it. We're going on a color-worthy adventure today. Okay. There we go. Yeah, so you can definitely see that orange coming through, but when it dries, then we'll lay another layer. Okay, let's get a little bit of white here while it's still wet. The nice thing about acrylic is that you can kind of mix on the canvas. Now, because we have this yellow here, that's why it's shining up, or kind of not shining. It's showing through at the bottom as almost green. That's color theory 101 for you, because you add yellow and blue and you get green. Thanks, Michelle. I hope no one's grouchy. I mean, no, you know what? You be you. If it's a grouchy day, it's okay. You be grouchy. We all got grouchy days sometimes. All right, gonna add a little bit more water to this blue. Okay. But yeah, this canvas, like when we were at the previous previous apartment, he just kind of hung on the wall, sort of half done. And I brought him down for like Every time I needed to like test something on a canvas, I was just like, all right, pair of birds. Talented that way. Oh, I'm glad, Michelle. And so, yeah, he's had a fair amount done to him, but you know, he's lived an exciting life. And you know, he's experienced many different artworks. So what I think we're gonna do, let's see, do I want to leave that? We're gonna let that part dry just a little bit. We are going to bring in some of this purple, actually. We're gonna get crazy here. A little bit of purple. And we're gonna bring it up over that line. Like I said, the idea is I wanna cover up the black lines on here. Figure if we're painting, there's no reason to leave those lines there. I mean, half the time when I'm doing a coloring book page, like, you know, we're trying to cover them up anyway, so this works. Okay. See, it's pretty thinned out at the moment. And that's the thing, is like when you mix colors, it's hard to get that same color that you got before. That's why a lot of those painting, you know, like you go to get paint filled, they have specific amounts of paint because if you don't do specific measurements, it's hard to get that same paint color that you got before. A little white. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, new neighbors can be rough sometimes, especially if they be rude. Are they noisy, Shannon? See, we don't necessarily need to paint him like he has all of these patterns here. Since we're going, you know, with paint on top, think of his stuff more like an outline. And if you really wanted to, you could start from the bottom and work your way up so that if you're layering paint on top of one another. I didn't think that far ahead, so we're just doing this, but it's okay. Woo, smacking paintbrushes. Okay, let's see. For his chest, let's start with a fair amount of white, actually. Okay. We'll definitely have to do some sort of background eventually. I mean, I'm going to be working on a majority of this, you know, off stream, obviously, because we'll probably just do this just for today and get back to coloring tomorrow. Because this is just kind of like a fun one-off. Let's see, are we still in frame? Yes. Let's scooch up just a little bit. Yeah, definitely I have. So I was actually... They have 4 dogs and the tiny yappy ones. Oh no. Yeah, actually, Tina, so I did try the Arteza clay, but truth be told, I primarily use the Fimo clay. It's much more readily available and I can usually find a pretty good discount on it. I like the Arteza, but because of availability here in town, because I can just go to Michael's or Hobby Lobby or even Joann's and just pick up some of the Fimo. But yes, I would go with the Fimo soft polymer clay. And in fact, if you have a Joann's near you, Joann's, so I don't know about you all, but, oh, that's interesting. Because this is watercolor that's on here, it's actually reactivating in the, because we're adding water to it now. That was interesting. But anyway, if you have a Joann's has a 50% off a regular priced item. And the polymer clay at Joann's does not usually go on sale because, I mean, primarily, Joann's is a fabric shop. Yeah, look at that. It's got a little bit of... Oh, no, you can't see from here. I'll pull it over here. See how that's a little bit orange? It's pulling up that that bird. But anyway, it... Oh, you're in Germany. Okay, you're in Germany. But yeah, if you've got a store that does a fit... So for those of you that are listening that live in the US, check Joann's for polymer clay if you want to do that. Because polymer clay is a little bit spendy. But if you go to Joann's and get one of their sets there, generally you can use the 50% off a regular price coupon. And so like I got this pack of polymer clay that was regularly like 30 bucks and I paid 15 for it. And I was just like, heck yeah, man. So Joann's is a good place to get that. And then most of my tools I've gotten off Amazon or various locations. I've got a few from Hobby Lobby, but yeah. It's so funny, this orange is reactivating. And I know I'm going over the lines, but that's the nice thing about paint is that we can reactivate it. Okay. So yeah, this was definitely water. I couldn't remember if this one was the marker or watercolor that I used on it. But yeah, it's definitely the watercolor. We're gonna have to wait till his chest dries to come back and layer on top. Yeah, it's super handy. Like I said, the other places that I do my shopping at then are Hobby Lobby and Michael's. Hobby Lobby, usually if I want to purchase like a single pack of clay, and they also have some good tools there. But I just love Hobby Lobby in general. Yes, also really good for fabrics. Agreed. Okay, I'm gonna get a little bit of that purple here. I should maybe get my heat gun, but I don't have it out already. Have to plug it in. Yeah, so, you know, this is a little bit different than, you know, standard coloring, but also not. It's just something kind of its own. So what I want to do is I actually want to get not realistic, but I want to add a little bit of depth to the birds. I don't want just flat color and, you know, slight color variation. I actually want to add a little bit of shadow. Now we're going to have to, you know, I'm going to grab, let's see. Aha, yeah, heat gun's just right here. So we're actually going to plug this in and we're going to speed along the drying of this bird here so we can actually get a fair amount done. Because if we have to, acrylic takes a little bit longer to dry than watercolor does. Hang on, plugging it in. Ugh, getting under the table. So if we have to wait for acrylic to dry, we're not going to get very much done today. So I'm using the heat gun. Hopefully it's not too loud. I don't want to dry this paint up here too fast, but I do want to dry this. Oh no! Yeah, usually when I go to Hobby Lobby, it's never good because it's like Target. I come out of there and I got stuff that I didn't initially plan on getting. But I do enjoy going there. Hi, Connie, how are you? We are painting today. How's that? Much better. Okay, heat gun was a good choice. Heat gun is good. All right, let's get some more white and work on his chest just a little bit more. He looks a little bit of a hot mess at the moment, but I swear by the time I finish him, he'll be looking pretty snazzy. Okay. And I'm okay with going over a little bit on here because the wings are on top. Think of the wings as the foreground. So we're laying down the background of the bird first, and then everything that's going to go on top will layer nicely on everything we already put down. It's a little bit different than just, you know, free-flowing kind of Bob Ross style painting because we're working within the confines of lines. Steve, it's so loud. Oh, I just put my finger in the bird. I do, just not very often. It's definitely, I mean, I love, you know, all of Johanna's stuff, but it's not one of my favorites. But yeah, the details are really tiny. We did a color along with Ergosoft. Maybe we should do another Lost Ocean page. I'd be down for doing more Lost Ocean. Let's see. Actually, I was going to use pink, but I think I want to use yellow on him. I know we kind of had a yellow chest, but I want to do it differently. So we are going to grab, what is this? Lemon yellow. Let's get a little bit of that in here. Okay. And if anybody's curious, the paints we are using today are the Arteza acrylic paints. And I am incredibly happy with them. They are really nice. All right, let's get a little bit of yellow over here. Grab some of our white. I'll lighten that just a little bit. Okay. And then let's see, we're actually going to do the yellow on top. In hindsight, I probably should have worked the bottom of the bird first and then worked up because this all kind of lays on top of it. So we're going to do that and then we'll do the blue parts on top. Okay, so we're making a brand new colored kind of bird. Right, they're so nice. I did, yes. I saw, newsletter? Oh, I didn't see the newsletter. I saw the post that she made today. Did you see that page she was working on? I'm really curious what it's for. She said it's just for another project, not a book, so who knows? I'm so excited for her book though. I know that it's like going to be fall and like it's just barely getting into summer now, but I'm excited. I can't wait. I mean, but also I can because I'm not ready for school to start back up again yet because it's not even over, but it's going to be exciting. Okay, so there's the white and we're going to go back with the yellow. Ride the Harry Potter post office. I know, it's so cute. Hi, Dawn. Connie, awesome. Yeah, because they're not really for sale anymore. They are very hard to find. So if you have them, yeah, hold tight to those babies. That's one of the reasons I was like, well, dang, man, if they're not available anymore, I should probably like utilize mine, at least, you know, honor it a little bit. All right, we're going to bring it up along the side here. Okay. And then we're going to get our white again. But yeah, so if anybody knows where to get these, that would be helpful. But yeah, odds are wherever they're for sale, like I said, you might could find some on eBay, but wherever they're for sale, they're probably marked up a ridiculous amount. Okay. Just like her puzzles. The only one of her puzzles that I don't have is the Lost Ocean puzzle. But oddly enough, yeah, that's the one that I gave my mother. So I'll be like, Mom, I'll trade you this book for that puzzle. It's that full set syndrome. I gotta have it. Excuse me. Get a sip of water. Add a Shanny's Cool Cup. Okay. All right, so let's see. Let's go ahead and dry his little belly. I'm putting my hand here because I'm trying to keep a lot of heat and air getting to my palette. There you go, Christina. I don't want to get it too close because with it being acrylic paint, I don't want it to like bubble up if I just basically cook it. Okay. Excuse me one second. Okay, sorry, I had to clear my throat. Okay, let's go ahead and let's get a little bit of, what color do we want? We could do a red, or do we want a brown? Sangria looks nice. I don't want a real bright red. Let's do sangria red. Let's see what that looks like. Like I said, it's not like I've swatched any of these, so I'm not entirely sure what these colors look like. Yeah, it's definitely a brown. And let's get a little bit of a gray. Let's do, what's this? Oh, it's just gray. Okay, that works. That's its name. Its name is gray. Okay, there we go. Just a little bit of it. Oh man, Ronnie. Let's see. There you go, Johanna. Yeah, we got that same way. We got very needy cats. Paul is used to me being home quite a bit, but this week has been incredibly busy for me. I've got like 2 big projects in the pipeline, and on top of, you know, running the kids around and doing stuff. Well, anyway, it was a day where Steve was working from home and I was out running around doing things, and he sent me a picture and Paul was just like all over him. Okay, so we're mixing a little bit of this sangria red and the gray, just a little bit. Okay. Gonna lighten it with water. Oh, I'm glad, Dominique. But yeah, he's been a needy boy. Okay, this is gonna seem kind of dark, but we're gonna blend it out. So just roll with it for a minute. Okay. Now we're gonna move quickly because I don't want it to dry. It's pretty thin at the moment, so we may need to thicken it up a bit. You can see the texture of the canvas when I do it this way. Okay, we're gonna get a little bit of white. Using one of your cats as a footrest. That works. No, when the cats all crawl up in the bed, because my feet are always cold. And when the cats crawl up in the bed at night, you better believe I tuck my feet underneath of them until my toes are no longer cold. Both Annie and Paul were piled at the foot of the bed last night, and I was like, that works for me. Personal foot warmers. It's a good job for them. Aww. I love that. All right, let's get a little bit of that yellow. See if we can get that wet again. Add some more white. When I do acrylic painting, I definitely do quite a bit of mixing, much more than I probably mix with watercolors. Watercolors, I just kind of have a tendency to just go with the colors that are given me. But with acrylic, I'm always mixing and making new colors. There we go. I mean, mixing on the canvas is kind of almost a must. Okay, let's get a little bit of blue, if I can. Some of it's dried already. Might need to mix some more. There we go, get some more activated. Okay. Go. Probably rinse my brushes quite a bit more too. I don't know, there's definitely a different technique to painting with acrylic versus watercolor. I find that watercolor is more conducive if you're painting in actual coloring books. But if you've got something like a canvas, no reason to just to not just roll with the acrylic paint. Okay, a little bit of white here. So our older cat, she very much does not like to put up with Annie's shenanigans. And it was so funny because she was sitting on Steve's computer chair yesterday, and Annie tried to get up and like play with her. And so she kind of got up on the seat, and Isis like hissed at her, and like she didn't quite smack her, but it was just so funny to see Annie be so submissive. Like she accepts that Isis is the matriarch, you know, she's in charge. And Annie just sort of flopped on the ground and just laid there, and then she meowed and got up like, okay, fine, you don't want to play. I mean, to be fair, she never wants to play with Annie because she's like old, and she's like, oh my God, kid, you need to like chill with your energy right now. Like, do you not see me napping here? Like, it's pretty funny, actually. Okay. Hi, Kelly. Thank you. We are going over some old watercolor with some acrylic. We're getting a different vibe here. You know, I want to bring in some green. Let's bring in some green. We are just gonna go all out with this. We're not gonna hold back. Let's do Viridian green. I'm gonna need to get a lot more palettes. That a raccoon dropped off on your... Oh, that is so precious. All right, let's get a little bit of this green. Okay, let's get a little bit of this. Ooh, actually, we'll just mix it right here. I like that color. We're mixing that kind of brown. What was that called? That was the... Oh, I didn't even remember the name of it. Oh, this one here. This is the Sangria Red. And I'm mixing that green on top of that. We are not going to be afraid to just go a little heavier on here. So let's do this here. So like I said, the idea is we're covering up the black lines anyway. Use a little bit there. Well, we want to get blending this so it doesn't dry too quickly. And I apologize if I missed anyone coming in. Get this white in here. A lot of acrylic painting is just kind of back and forth until you get the colors that you want. And since I'm wanting to make sure that we get color, but also shadow, that's why we're going back and forth with some different ones and then blending over the top, and we're just kind of making it work. Let's get a little bit of that bluish purple. A little bit of water here, reactivate that. Okay. And go over it just a little bit. And when you're adding shadow like this, you want to go quickly because it's going to be a lot easier to blend that shadow in with your paint if it's still kind of semi-wet. So definitely don't use your heat gun until you're ready. All right, let's see. We got a little bit of green going on here. Oh, that's too wet, way too wet. Pick some of that up. There we go. Okay. So just trying to, and I would do this same kind of thing, smoothing out the blends if I was using pencil. So this could be translated into pencil. Yeah, and they're just that much harder to reactivate. Okay, a little bit of blue here. It came out quite a bit more green. We're gonna add a little bit of regular blue as well. Okay. There we go. Switch that back. Okay. There we go. And then let's add a little bit of white. Blend that all in. Still like my pastel colors. There we go. Okay. All right, I'm pretty happy with that there. See, if we keep going with this direction versus something like this, I like the way this looks much better. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to, this upper part of the head. Now, we don't necessarily need to follow along with the designs that are on here. We can do something that looks a little bit different. So let's go ahead and for our next color, let's do we're gonna use some of this green that we have, green and blue. Oh, thanks, Ronnie. Like I said, I knew I wanted to do just something different than what I had on here already. So we got a pretty dark green here. We're gonna lighten that up. I mean, just like with the pencils, I probably use a lot of white when I do these. Let's see, is that the green I want? No, let's add a little bit more blue. And truth be told, I could probably end up using a much larger palette. In fact, let's add a little bit of purple to this as well. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna bring this over so you can see. This is the color that we've kind of made. I used the green, the blue, and the purple, plus some white. We're definitely doing kind of blue and yellow and a little bit of green on this guy. So we're gonna cover up that swirl. We are not going to include that. Got some of the same colors that I put on him previously, but we are going to eliminate that. We're gonna keep this little thing here, but we're gonna include it. This and this won't be separate. Okay. Okay, and let's get a little bit more white. Apologize for the shakiness. Those of you that are new here, that's just the way I am. We just roll with it here. It adds an extra level of challenge to painting and you know, creating in general. There's nothing that says that you have to follow these lines on here exactly. Just roll with it. Make you your bird. Okay, a little bit more of that. I'm gonna create some of those kind of feathers that sort of popped out like so. Looks like he's got a cool little hairdo going on. Okay. And we're gonna use some of that darker stuff again. We're gonna bring it on in. I'm gonna cover up this here. Do some of that blue. Hi, Bee, welcome. Okay. So the thicker the less watered down your paint is, the more you're gonna get some of that canvas showing through. The paint will flow a little bit better over the texture of the canvas if it has more water, but the more water you add, the more you will change the opacity of it. You're gonna see that either, you know, if there's color behind it or texture behind it, you're gonna see that when it's super thin. So you wanna find a kind of happy medium between using water to thin it out, but also keeping the thickness of the, yeah, there you go. Thanks, Kenny. Keeping the thickness that helps make the acrylic paint what it is. Okay, so we're gonna actually take some of this top. We're gonna bring it down, just like so. We're kind of turning this into our own little bird here. Truth be told, I don't think I'm happy with this part here. We're gonna get rid of this. Gonna smear it out here, but just bear with me. So if I end up doing a background, you're not really gonna see this anyway. So if you're gonna make any changes, you gotta do it while it's wet. Okay. And that's okay if there's a little bit of blue because we are going to do a background at some point here. I'm just using water to thin that out. It's not gonna be 100% though because the blue has partially stained the white, but that's okay. Pretty close. Close enough that it won't matter when we put a background over it. Okay, let's get a little bit more blue. Okay, there we go. All right, let's use a little bit of our heat gun, yeah? Like I said earlier, I'm just putting my hand here to protect my palette from drying out from the heat of the gun. Yes, yeah, Floetrol will work great with extending it, absolutely. Yeah, that's what I use. I have a couple gallons of it that I used for the, I can't think today. Fluid art. Words not connecting with brain. Okay. Use a little bit of that lighter blue again. There we go. Okay, so now we're gonna go, I think, a little bit more green. Let's see, let's grab a different green. What kind of green do we want here? Let's grab deep green. Exactly, exactly. It adds entertainment. Ooh, that is a dark, dark green. Let me show that to you. So this is the deep green. And it's cool because these paints do have a light fastness rating. Look at how dark that green is in comparison to that one. That's fun. Yeah, yeah, in smaller quantities. I'm just gonna dump a gallon in the palette. It'll be good. We'll be good. All right, let's get a little bit of this green here. Let's just mix it. Oh, we're running out of room on the plate. See, that's actually a really rich green. That's pretty. We are gonna lighten it a little bit though. A little bit of white. Is that what we want? That one's okay. I kind of like that. All right, let's thin it out just a little bit. Okay, now we're going to do this part. We're going to cover those. Okay. We're not going to cover his eye. I'm going to go around that. All right, I start talking differently when I'm like concentrating on a thing. I realize that, like, I get quieter and my face just gets a whole different thing. Exactly. Yeah, I've got them in, yeah, because I would get it at like Home Depot or Lowe's and just get the giant jugs of it. Okay, so this is gonna continue on through there. But we are not quite done with that yet. We're gonna add some of our white here. Okay, let's get some white. And this is one of the things where we're gonna be kind of mixing it on the canvas. Like I said, I'm trying to cover up the black lines, so it's okay if you go into that blue a little bit. I'll look up a chat here in just a second. I swear, I've got concentrate face on right now. Oh, nice, B. I love that. All right, let's get a little bit more of that darker green there. I'm gonna blend that through. How are we liking the painting content today? Do we want to do more painting in the future? It's kind of, you know, changes it up. I like it. Are you breathing? Yeah, maybe not. There's a real possibility that I'm not. I'm serious. Like I probably do find myself holding my breath when I'm doing this. Now I'm remixing up some of this green and brown that we mixed for some of the shadow. And I want to make sure I'm not getting any dry flecks of paint, but I want to mix in some of that. We might need to dry this first. Yeah, let's dry that. Okay, let's go ahead and give this a quick dry. Okay. And if we want, so it's not like super distracting, I'm gonna get this other paintbrush a little bit wet and just get a little bit of this white. Cover up this blue that we didn't want to show. Just a little bit. Slightly less distracting. Hi, Marilyn. Thank you. Yeah, we are just playing around with some paints today. So I want to show you something here. So when you're reactivating acrylic, it's probably going to be a little shaky, so I apologize. But do you see like these little flecks here? This is when you know you're reactivating paint that has already dried. So you want to make sure that you mix it really well before you bring any of that onto there, because you could end up with those flakes on your painting. So you want to be careful when you're reactivating already previously dried acrylic. Get that back in focus. There we go. Sounds good, Sarah. No, that's good. I appreciate the honesty. I don't want to do things that I want to, you know, keep with what you guys are entertained with. All right, let's get a little bit more of that green. It's such a pretty green. Okay. There we go. That's nice. Okay, dry that a little bit. Okay. Blend that out. And let's bring a little bit of that darker green along the bottom. See, this is why I could never teach those paint classes at galleries where it's like, you know, like paint and sip kind of places. Like the way that I do things is way too slow. I went with one of those, I went to one of those with a friend, and like I had the hardest time following the instructor because I wanted to do it my way. I'm like, no, but I could do it this way. See, this works. I'm definitely one of those paint and sip students that the teachers are like, oh, why do they even come? Like, but I want to do it this way. Okay. All right, I'm okay with that. We still have some, like a lot of shadow and stuff to add, but we're getting there. What I do want to do is this middle part of the eye. I would like that to be white. I don't want it to be dark. Right? Yeah, exactly. Just every now and then, switch it up. Okay. We're gonna make this part white, hopefully. Good thing I'm zoomed in because otherwise oh no, I went out. Ugh. Otherwise, this would be very much a headshot right now. See, it's light blue there. That's got that watercolor for you. All right, I'm gonna fix this little mistake I made. There we go. Okay, we're gonna dry that. Yeah, I like Fimo clay a lot. Okay, get this dry because I want to try and get that part white. Ow, that's hot. Go figure, maybe you shouldn't put your hand in front of the heat gun. Okay, a little bit of white again. Ugh, it's too wet. Too wet. Gotta love a brush that's too wet. All right, we're gonna leave his eye alone for a minute because that's getting messy and I need that to dry completely. Okay, let's do a little bit of his beak. What color do I want to do his beak? I'm thinking like a black of sorts. Let's see, we've got a Payne's gray and a Mars black. They looks like Payne's gray is a little bit of a blue. Mars black is black. So let's do that. Okay, a little bit of Mars black. And let's actually do a little bit of Payne's gray too. Okay. We'll try them both out. Let's start with the Payne's gray, actually. Let's see how much of a blue that is. Okay. Actually, I kind of like that. Let's see the Mars black. Okay, just a little bit of Mars black. Oh yeah, very, very different. Very, very different. All right, let's start with the Payne's gray, I think. I actually don't think we're gonna add much water or white. We're just gonna start with working on the beak. Okay. There we go. Well, we will start a new coloring page then on Friday. We could do Lost Ocean. We haven't done one from there in a while. I'll have to look through and see what I have that I haven't done yet. Hi, Della, thank you. There you go, I want it all. I love it. All right, let's get a little bit of the Mars black, just a little bit. The bottom part there. Yeah, I'm liking the black bake much better. Okay. And then we will wait to do more on that until it's dried completely. Okay. So let's move on down to the wing. Lost Ocean? Okay, yeah, we can do Lost Ocean. I'm gonna look through there and see, like I said, what we've done, what we haven't done, that kind of thing. All right, let's start with, we're actually gonna start at the bottom of the wing because we're gonna be layering on top of that, and it's gonna be a lot easier if we go bottom to top. So let's do, right, Allie? Okay, so a lot of that has dried already, so we're gonna get some new blue here and some white. And we're gonna mix up some slightly lighter blue here. Okay. And we are going to start on the side that you guys can actually see. That would be helpful. Yes, Friday in the evening. So the 2 live streams that we do are Wednesdays at 10 a.m. US Central Time and Fridays at 8:30 p.m. US Central Time, because I usually stream after the kids head to bed. So evening times, that's the time that works best for me. Okay, so we're doing this bottom wing. Hi, Catherine. Oh, Catherine, I sent you a message on Discord. I don't know if you've responded yet. I haven't been on Discord yet today, but I did send you a message on Discord. Sounds good, Kenny. Coffee is very important. Okay. All right, so there's that part, and we're gonna add a little bit of white to it, and we're going to be mixing that on the canvas. Like I said, I want to go over those black lines. I mean, it just seems like if we've got a canvas, we're working on it, it just seems like a good opportunity to cover the lines. There we go. There, I like that. Okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. And that's why we do a morning and an evening, because Australia, the nighttime works better for it, but daytime, UK works better for it. So I figure we throw in a mix of it and, you know, make it so somebody can watch. All right, let's get a little bit of white. A little bit more blue. Here we go. Get that white again. Just kind of go back and forth till I get the blend that I want. There we go. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and clean that. Let's give the wing just a quick, cord's caught on my chair. We're gonna give that just a quick dry on low here. Actually, we'll do that. Okay, because we're about to layer over the top of it. Okay. All right, now we're going to go ahead and bring in, let's see, what do we want? Let's bring in some of that kind of purple color. Get a little bit of the purple, a little bit of the blue. Oop, that's a wet brush. We don't want it too wet. There we go. Okay, let's get some of that white. We're gonna have to get some more white out here soon. A little bit more purple. There we go. A little bit more blue. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna cover up these ones, and this is just going to be one section. Go. Hi, Mona, how are you? Okay, bring this down like so. And like this one. Okay, and then we'll be doing these individual feathers with the next color. But we're just getting the base color here, and then we're going to add some darker and some white as well. Okay, and then let's do the white. Okay. A little bit more of that white. Exactly. It's also a work day, so that's just fine. Okay. Do that. There we go. And right there. All right, now we're gonna bring in some of the darker purple. Make sure our brush is nice and clean and dry. Okay, let's bring in some more of that blue, and let's grab a little bit of that really dark green. I really liked that, that was pretty, but bring it in with that purple. Okay, and put that up top here. It's a little bit dry, we need a little bit more water. Okay, there we go. And then we'll blend it with that white. Oh, perfect, awesome. I'll take that after stream. Okay, let's get a little bit more of that purple. One thing I hate is when the tip of the brush gets wet because I didn't dry it all the way from the cup, then it feels like my hands are sliding around on it. All right, let's get some more blue. There we go. I'd like to think Bob Ross would be proud. Painting a happy little wing. All right, there is that part of the wing. The polychromos aren't great for the paper. Do you have any questions for a pencil that works particularly well in Erie? I don't actually have an Erie book. Shannon, you have Erie books, don't you? Feel like you do. Maybe you do. Maybe you don't. I don't know. I could be wrong. All right, let's go ahead and get some of this green. We're going to mix this here. Let's see. We're going to get some of that white. Do a little bit more green. A little bit of water. Go. Okay. So now we're actually going to go ahead and do this whole part as the wing. A little bit more water. Hi, How to Craft, welcome. Hi, LR, welcome, welcome. I apologize if I missed anyone coming in. I'm definitely in a little bit of focus mode when I'm mixing all my colors. Making sure everything's layering on here okay. And for those of you curious why I'm painting over something that's already colored, that is because I had previously done this with watercolor, but this was a canvas I never finished. And I decided that I wanted to finish it with acrylics. So we are just kind of starting over. And we're painting over everything. Why? Because why not? Right. We're having fun with it. Shannon. Okay, let's get a little bit more of that green and white. Okay, there we go. A little bit of water helps it flow just a little bit easier. There we go. That's a good thickness. I like that. And we will use some colors to kind of help differentiate the individual feathers here. For now, we're just kind of making sure it's all covered. Okay. Go. Get that clean. We're going to get some white here. Okay, and let's do... Go. Might help if I zoom out just a little bit. We don't need to be super close. There we go. Okay, nice. I love coffee when I can have it. Okay, let's go ahead and do this brown that we used earlier. A little bit of that green. It's just a really nice color right here. Okay. We do want to make sure that we add some depth to the bird as well. Okay. There we go. Get some of that brown color there. A little bit more. We're also going to use some of this here. Okay. And we're going to zoom in for you just a little bit. There we go. Let's shift this over so this is more centered. There we go. All right, let's use some more of that purplish blue. It's pretty wet. We're going to dry that. Go. Okay. Just a little bit. Blend out that brown. There we go. Oh no, zombie bird. No, it's not a zombie bird. We're good. Okay, then a little bit of white. Let's blend that out just a little bit. Too wet, too wet, too wet. Okay, there we go. That's better. Oh, I didn't drop the paintbrush, you dropped the paintbrush. You're funny. Yeah, Suzanne is great. Let's see, we need a dark, actually, no, you know what? This Payne's gray could work because that's kind of a bluish kind of gray. I like that. Let's bring that in with this. Bring in a little bit of that blue. Actually, let's grab phthalo blue. Maybe, there we go. All right, phthalo blue. There we go. We're gonna get a little bit darker blue on here. Okay, so a little bit of that phthalo. Yeah, I like that a lot better. Okay, let's do a little bit there at the base. Okay, and we're gonna soften that edge just a little bit. Okay, let's give this a quick dry because I want to go over that with the green as well. And in fact, now that we've darkened the wing up as much as we have, we're going to go back over and add a little bit more onto the body of the bird as well. Okay, so let's dry that. Okay. And let's get a little bit of our green again. Okay. And let's get a little bit of white as well. Okay. A little bit of straight white. And bring that up. There we go. All right. Hi, Melissa. How are you? All right, let's go back into the bird's face just a little bit. I'm gonna get some of that phthalo blue, and we're going to kind of make it similar with the wings. There we go. Just a little bit of darkness here. Okay, for this part here, we're gonna use that phthalo blue again, get a little bit more. We're gonna get a little bit of white. Make a little small blend there. Grab the paintbrush just a little bit. Okay. And that is the nice thing about this, is that you can go back and add more whenever you need to. It layers on top of itself really nice. Okay, let's do a little bit of that brown with it. Okay, I'm gonna get some white. And again, we're just kind of blending on the canvas. Clean the brush. Is Erie the one that draws his pages with like toothpicks or something? Like toothpicks and inks? Like his lines are really unique. I want to say that's Erie, but I could be misremembering. Using a little bit of white. I did want this to be a lighter area, but I also want the colors to all coincide. Go. All right, let's add a little bit of that Payne's. Oh wait, that's the green. Sorry, I was going for Payne's gray, but I was like, wait a minute. Okay, there we go. Let's get a little bit of the Payne's gray. A little bit. Now that his beak has dried a little bit, and we're gonna add some more on top of that. Okay, rinse, rinse, rinse. I'm gonna get a little bit of white, just a tiny bit. Clean that. Shape that just a little bit. A little bit of the Payne's gray underneath. There we go. Okay, now let's see. I'm gonna get some of, this Bordeaux red, and we're gonna get some of that phthalo blue. We're gonna mix that together to get a nice darker purple. See if I can bring this down where you can see me mixing, maybe not. Yeah, so that's this one here, okay? And I want to make this a little bit darker. I know it seems really dark on here right now. We're gonna use a little bit of white to even it out. Okay, and we're gonna use a little bit of the white. Rinse. There's a lot of going back and forth and rinsing because you don't want your brush to have, you know, too much paint or not enough paint or too much water, not enough water. It's a fine line. It's a very fine line back and forth. Okay, we had a little bit of blue down there, which I still want to make sure we mix up in that. Okay, here we go. Zoom out just a little bit. Okay, so now I want to, you know what I'm actually gonna do? Because it's just gonna be easier in the long run. I am gonna grab one of my Posca pens here real quick. Let's make sure we're good to go. And I'm gonna use the Posca pen to do the outline around the eye because my hands are not allowing me to do that teeny tiny little spot and not just kind of explode. Okay, as soon as that's dry, then we'll add some black on top of that. Let's go ahead, give this a little bit of a dry here. And he's not done by any means yet. Like when I do acrylic painting, like I'm gonna be going back and forth like quite a bit. So today is just kind of for fun. Okay, so let's do a little bit of darker color on his chest. We're gonna get this Bordeaux red. Okay, we're gonna get the pink. Okay, gonna blend that a little bit. We're gonna get some white. That white's getting pretty contaminated. We got a little bit of blue in there, but that's all right. That's all right, we're gonna roll with it. Okay, we're gonna clean our brush. I swear there's quite a delay on my, maybe it's just on here. I feel like there's, oh no, it was just my phone. Okay, we're good. Okay. All right, so now we got a nice clean brush. We're gonna take a little bit of this pink, a little bit more water. Okay, and I wanna add a little bit of that here. Okay. Okay, then we're gonna do a little bit of that white. Yeah, that's the nice thing about acrylics is you can always change your color palette a little bit. Okay, we need to get some fresh white because this other white has got too many other colors in it. So we're gonna do some over here. Okay. Go. Oh, I'm glad, Michaela. It's like the water spread just a little bit here. We're gonna wipe that. Okay. So let's get back to our pink with a little bit of white here. There we go. That's better. Okay. Yeah, it's not the same bird anymore, that's for sure. He is getting all kinds of makeover. Wanted to do something different with him. go. Let's get a little bit of that yellow because I don't want to completely get rid of the yellow. Just want it subtle. Okay, so let's get the yellow again. But this is also why I wanted the detail brush, because I knew that we'd be doing a lot of tiny stuff. Got a little water dripped on there. Okay, just using a plain brush to kind of help blend that a little bit. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna fill in the eye. I'm just waiting for that because I used a Posca pen around that because my hands were not agreeing with me. And so I'm waiting. I wanna make sure that's completely dry before I do that. Okay, let's do a little bit. What was this one? I don't even remember what this color was. Oh, that was the phthalo blue with purple mixed in. That's a really pretty color. Okay, do a little bit of that here. He's ending up being a much darker bird than I anticipated, but that's the way it is sometimes. Things change. Okay. Spread that out a little bit. Like I said, I could spend hours and hours on this bird. All right, let's check. Yeah, that's done. Let's go ahead and take some of the Mars Gray. And we're just gonna fill in that black dot. We're gonna give him a little bit of life here. Let's zoom in a little bit more here. Make sure that's in focus. I swear it looks darker to me than it does to you guys. All right, I want to darken up just a little bit more of this. So we're gonna grab that. What was that? Which green was that? That is the deep green. It's really pretty. I'm actually just gonna take some straight deep green. We're gonna bring that across as well. I'm not following any particular parrot pattern. We are making our own parrot. He's Parrot from Planet Emily. This is what parrots look like on my planet. Maybe they're not even called parrots on my planet. Maybe they're called carrots, and carrots are called parrots. It's very possible. Okay, I want to put a little bit around his eye. I mean, I could probably look at a picture of a parrot and get a better idea of where different things could be, but nope. This is the carrot from Planet Emily. He's not even a parrot, he's a carrot. How do people come up with these names anyway? Hey, no more zombie bird. Yeah, he's got a pupil. We're good. We're good. There we go. He's a special bird. All right, let's get a little bit more of that phthalo blue. Elizabeth, thank you. Let's see, red, orange, yellow, green. Your next one's gonna be blue. Awesome, let's see, does it say how many months? It doesn't say any months, but you're green, so it's been a little bit. So exclamation point hype for Elizabeth, and you can use those handy dandy emotes. Parrots as carrots, that merits some thought. And for those of you who don't know, that is the colors package. She's now a member of the channel, which means you get access to, as soon as I can click them, all these handy dandy emotes, as well as whenever we have new items in the Etsy store, whether it is a sticker or a page or a bundle, members get discounts on those as well. Thank you so much for that. Okay, let's see. Trying to see where else I want to add on him. Let's do a little bit of that green again. My brush takes so these brushes hold a lot of water, so that's good. I'm gonna use a little bit of this green. Where was I gonna take it? I was gonna take it here. Blend that out just a little bit. Okay. And we'll take just a little bit. No, do I want that green? We are gonna do this. Okay, dry that off real good. And we're gonna get some green here. Okay, just a little bit. Make sure my paintbrush isn't too heavy. We're gonna add just a little bit on here to help separate it from the blue. There we go. Okay, thanks for that, Kenny. All right. So let's move on down. I feel like I want to fiddle with this a lot more. Elizabeth, thank you. You get some hypes in chat for Elizabeth, exclamation point hype. Use those handy dandy hype emotes if you can. There you go. Yeah, because I feel like I could fiddle with him a lot more, and I think his style of bird is going to make a lot more sense when the rest of it's all painted that way. Like, they just look like two very different things right now, but he's not done yet. I'm there's a lot more, like, I'm not happy with his face at the moment. So I'll probably work on him off stream quite a bit more. And at some point I will finish this entire painting. Let's do his tail feathers for now, so he can look semi-finished before we leave today, which we still have like 30 minutes, but okay. So let's go ahead and get some of that blue here. Okay. Is a nice bright blue. We're going to get a little bit of white, mix that in. Scooch that over so you can see what I'm doing here. Okay. All right, let's start with this one here. Get a little bit of water so that can flow a little bit easier. There we go. Okay. Oh, thanks, Julie. Well, I am by no means, I would definitely consider myself a paint hobbyist. I have taken some painting classes when I was in college, but I mean, it was never my strong point in all of my art classes that I did. In fact, when I was in college, I don't think that I necessarily had a strong point. There were definitely art classes that I enjoyed more than others. I really enjoyed like taking ceramics and stuff. That was a lot of fun. I like working with my hands and everything, which, I mean, most art is. But painting is probably the thing I succeeded at the least. I mean, if I look at paintings I created back in school, like, I'm just like, good Lord, what was I thinking? I mean, I definitely learned a lot since then, but yeah, I think a lot of my teachers probably just shook their head and be like, what is this girl doing? I'm like, I'm blazing a trail. Right, Dominique? Honestly, I'm surprised I haven't. Okay. We're gonna get a little bit more of that blue, mix it on in. A little bit white. Okay. There we go. Okay, let's get some white now. And I think because I'm used to the black lines too, like I'm not used to him not having clean lines on this, and I think that's part of the issue, and I need to just accept it. This is the way we're doing it. Okay, we're gonna use some white at the base of his tail here. And with this one. Are we still in frame? No, we're slightly out. Sorry about that. Yeah, I might choose a couple different times. Like maybe we'll do like a random like, hey guys, I'm live kind of thing and just do it, or maybe we can do videos with it or something. At some point I will finish this. I mean, it's not like it's going to be done today by any means. In fact, there will probably not be a lot of extracurricular coloring this week just because I've got a pretty full work palette, but you know, it's good. It's good to have busy work stuff. I like it. I know I'm coloring up that one feather in the middle there, but that's okay because it's on top of these feathers. Let's use a little bit more of that blue up here. We're going to bring it down. Oh, that's too light. Oh, no, absolutely. And that's why I do switch it up every now and then. Absolutely. Burnout is never fun. And that's the nice thing about doing this from home. And, you know, as far as when I stream and post videos, you know, I'm my own boss as far as that is concerned. So yeah, I very much believe in not forcing yourself to do something, you know, just because then you never want to end up resenting anything that you enjoy, because that just takes the fun out of it. Okay, let's go ahead and dry that. What's my main job? So I haven't ever been too specific, but I mean, first of all, my main job is taking care of my kids. But I also work for a web page development company, and I do, oh, looks like I splattered some. I do various jobs there. I do some management stuff. I do some data entry stuff. There's always something to do for it, but I do a lot of different things, with it. But on top of, you know, doing the streaming, I also have some illustrating gigs on the side where I do some work. That's not a lot of stuff that I talk about here because a lot of the stuff I do, I can't say much about until like it's published or it's done. But yeah, so illustrating stuff, web design stuff, there's a whole smorgasbord. Okay, let's go ahead and do a little bit of green and yellow, I think. So we're going to do this, but that's what usually keeps my week full. If I've got, you know, Zoom meetings or projects that have deadlines, that kind of thing. Yeah, it's nice. And the best part about it is that, especially with like the way the pandemic went down and everything, it allows me to work from home. So I'm free to, you know, make my own schedule. I have time to, you know, do videos and that kind of stuff, take the kids to and from their project or, you know, the projects if they've got, you know, sports or activities. So it allows me to still do the things that are important to me, which is really nice. Okay. But that's why a lot of times, and I feel bad that I can't be at more streams during the day. Like I try to be there lurking, but most of the time, like I'm headed into a meeting or I'm like elbow deep in spreadsheets. And so I'm like, all right, guys, I'm lurking. That's all I got. I'm sorry. Yeah, because this week has been pretty much just dawn to dusk. I mean, it's good. I'm not complaining. It's always good to work. It's nice to, you know, have income and everything, but, you know, it just is very busy. Okay. A little bit, but it's a good busy. You know, I think I'd rather be busy than not. Because that was the thing. When I dove into the coloring thing, my life revolved, you know, my children were babies and my life very much revolved around them. And there wasn't a whole lot of, you know, me, I suppose, left. It was very much just, you know, changing diapers and making dinner. And that's, I think, one of the reasons that I really took to the coloring and everything, because it allowed me an artistic outlet and activity, you know, because I've always enjoyed art. And, you know, when you're painting stuff, you got to get out all the things. This isn't exactly something you can have out when you've got a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old running around. And so with coloring, it was nice. I could just get it out while the kids were napping. And then when they woke up, I could just close the book and call it good. And I didn't have to sit there and think about like, you know, oh, well, what am I going to paint? What am I going to do? Like it was already there. I could just fill in the spaces, you know, it was super relaxing. Right, Elizabeth? What colors do you think you use for the foliage on this canvas? That is a good question, because initially when I, started filling this in, it was like all the colors, but we may go with more natural greens on this depending on, how we work it out, how the birds end up being or how the flowers go. But at this point, I'm seeing more natural colored leaves, maybe some red leaves thrown in there. How do you have the energy? It's called fake it till you make it, Dominique. No, I'm kidding. Honestly, Steve is a huge, huge support. If it was not for him, I would not be able to do the things that I do. Like he will get the kids up. He'll get them, ready for school in the morning. So a lot of times when I've got my alarm set for 8, he's already had the kids dressed and fed and already off to school, and he's back home getting ready for his work. So he does a lot of the morning stuff, which allows me to get that extra hour or 2 of sleep in the morning. And it makes an immense amount of difference. And he's just wonderful that way. And it's really, I owe a lot of it to him, because he has helped to keep the family going, and yet allows me, not that he allows me, but the time allows me to get things done that I want to do. I used a little bit of yellow there. So Steve is a massive reason that I can do what I can do, which is why he's Super Steve. Yeah, teamwork makes the dream work. Exactly. I thought in the beginning that little Steve and little Emily was her children's names. She was just protective of her. Yes. Yeah. So I generally keep most stuff to myself. But to be fair, Elizabeth, you're not the first one. I think Melissa thought that the kids' names were little Emily and little Steve as well. But the kids think it's hilarious that they have different names. But yeah, so he makes a lot of it work so that I can do what I enjoy doing. He really is. He's absolutely amazing. You know what he did? Because I've been wanting to clean the shower like all week, but literally my schedule has not allowed me to do any of that. Like it has been go, go, go every hour of every day this week. And I told Steve, I was just like, it's really, it needs to be done. I've been putting it off and everything. And so I asked him, like, if you have time today, is there any way that you could do that for me? And he hopped right to it, and he went and got the shower cleaned for me. I was just like, oh, because it's literally been on my list to do, but I just have had absolutely no time to do it. So, hi, Steve. He just came up and thumbs up himself. So that's just a big part of it. I think if I was a single mom doing it all, I don't think that I would have any time to do any of this. But what I like is that doing all of this, my kids, obviously, right? He is. Hi, Angela. My kids are they are extremely important to me. And I will choose my kids over work or over all of this, like anytime. But I do think that it's important for you to have an identity outside of your family and outside of your home, because one of these days the kids are going to grow up, as much as I don't want them to. And I don't want to be, I don't want them to be 18 and moving out and then having me stare being like, well, what do I do now? Like I want to have an identity outside of my family so that, and I think it's important for the kids to see their parents with ambition and focus and drive, because I think it will help them have ambition, focus, and drive, Yeah, child 1 and child 2. Well, yeah, because chat named Steve as well. What's really funny, though, is I'm assuming there are some of you that have been keeping up with the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard thing. Well, they have code names for one another when they message each other. And Amber Heard's was Slim, but Johnny Depp's was Steve in all of their messages. And so Steve and I were cracking up that it's like, it's the universal, like, secret name it's Steve. So we've been having a good laugh at that. But yeah, so not that, I'm sure if I was determined and if I was a single mom, I would probably figure out a way to make it work. But the way that it works for now, Steve is a big part of that in keeping us all a well-oiled machine. I mean, the man does dishes, he does laundry, he feeds and takes care of the kids. I do stuff, I swear. What I'm saying is he's just an immense help when it comes to that. Yeah, Offspring 1 and Offspring 2, exactly. All right, let's use a little bit of this Bordeaux red here. In fact, Offspring 1, little Emily, she is home today because her allergies were just driving her crazy and she was very tired, and some days you just need a breather kind of day. So that's what today is for her. See, look at that. He's been down there doing dishes and laundry and everything while I've been streaming. He's the keeper. All right, we're just using a little bit of that Bordeaux red. Aw, thanks, Angela. Okay. Now the kids are going to be doing a camp too, and I'm actually volunteering at that. So that particular week, I'm probably going to be a little tired, but we're gonna still be streaming. It'll be good times. I'll probably have some funny stories to tell. There needs to be some shadow along here. Let's get some of this Bordeaux red. Let's see what we can do with this. We'll probably thin it out with some water here, but that needs to have some shadow. If I was doing pencils, I would be placing shadow there. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I got pretty lucky with him. Just believe me, I had met my fair share of not stellar non-gentlemen, and Steve pretty much takes the cake. He ticks all the boxes. Incredibly humble, the most humble. Right? We've given him quite a big ego. Okay, I am not happy with how smooth that is, but we're gonna roll with it. Okay. Yeah, there you go. All right. Oh, are you? I hadn't noticed. Hi, Robin. How are you? We are just doing something kind of different today. Kind of different, kind of new. Okay, I'm trying to cover that white that I got up on top of the wing. That's what we're doing there. Okay. And let's do a little bit of that blue here as well. There we go. Okay, we're gonna do that same blue one here. That's a little bit too blue. We need to add a little bit of white. Yeah, see, I can't really call out colors on here because I'm just making new colors. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, he's not done. Like, I could fiddle with him for hours and hours more. But the idea is I wanted to go back through and I wanted to do something different in the sense that we're covering up the black lines. We're kind of just doing our own thing. Like, this is going to be a long haul project. This will probably take me as long as it would take me to do a diamond painting. Like, it's gonna take a while, but you get the idea. Like I said, I could fiddle with him for just hours more. Like, absolutely. Like, we could probably do 3 more hours on this bird. But yeah, you get kind of the idea where we're going with it. Brushes are just a bit more fiddly and they take a little bit longer to get the blends that I wanted. Yes, Steve is Korean. He was born in South Korea. But yeah, so therefore I have mixed race, absolutely beautiful children. But yeah, people used to think that I was the nanny because the kids looked very Asian when they were babies. They had the dark olive skin and the almond shaped eyes. Of gorgeous babies, by the way. I mean, I know I'm saying that because I made them and I'm a little, biased, but yeah, people totally thought that I was the nanny. So, that's good times. But yeah, so we did something a little bit different today. So what I think we'll do, I don't know what pencils we'll use yet. I'm kind of leaning towards Ergosofts because it's been a while. But it'll depend, I think, on what page we choose for Lost Ocean. So today is Wednesday. We're going to be live again on Friday evening, 8:30 p.m. So Angela, you can't really anymore. I bought this canvas probably years ago, and I think I got it at Hobby Lobby, but they're not producing them anymore. So if you can find them, that's awesome. But it'll probably be higher price unless for some reason, like your local Hobby Lobby has some in stock that they're trying to get rid of, or Michael's or something. So that would probably be my best guess. In fact, I should check Hobby Lobby to see if they have any more. But yeah, they're just not putting these out anymore. I don't like his lines. He looks like he looks like he's scared. I need to look at a bird and figure out a way to make him not look like he's just terrified of this girl bird that's sitting in front of him. Oh, nice, Kennedy. But yeah, so, right? If there's, definitely one thing. My children are gorgeous. So yeah, Friday night, we will start on a Lost Ocean page, Johanna Basford. You'll find, if you're new here, you'll find that we do a lot of Johanna Basford. And that is because I love her books. We will mix it up every now and then with like a Rachel Reinert, a Christine Karen, a Maggie Interios, a Kirby Roseanne. We've got a load of them. Maybe he should be terrified. Maybe she could be whispering to him like, I just ate all your food, or I pooped in your shoe. Yeah, see, it's perfect, Angela. Hi, Pamela. But yeah, so I'm not sure where you can find these now, but maybe you'll get lucky at a local art shop or something. But yeah, so Friday, we'll start something new. Lost Ocean, Johanna Basford. I don't know the pencils yet. It'll depend on the page I choose, but that is what we are going to be working on. So with that, I am going to head out. Sandra, thank you for subscribing. Evelyn, thank you for your super chat. Elizabeth, thank you for your super chat. And Yana, thank you for becoming a new member. I am a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I am. I am a fangirl. But to be fair, I've met her and I've done stuff like work with her, and I have a whole bookshelf dedicated to her. So yeah. The Johanna Basford content is not a surprise here. All right, everyone. I pooped in your shoe, right? Oh, guys, look. It's Amber Bird. Get it? Because she pooped in the bird's shoe. It's Amber Bird. Okay, I'm done now. All right, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. Keep being amazing. Keep being awesome. Thank you to everyone for being here. And I will see you on Friday. All right. I'll talk to you all later. Bye.